Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So this is part 2 of making my little mini TN. If you missed part 1, that's where I put it all together. And in this one, we're going to add pockets and tags. So that is the right way up. So we've got little pockets on the beginning and the end of the little journal, and I want to use the scraps, so the offcuts from these sheets, I want to sort of add some pockets. You don't have to, you could leave it just like that and just have it as a pretty notebook. This is where I used a 6x6 sheet, so I only used one in the whole journal that was 6x6, so I've only got one that needs gluing down. That's the other side of it. And you can see really pretty sort of papers. I want to do a pocket there. So this one needs gluing down. Now you might have more of these sheets in your journals, but couldn't be simpler. Just a little bead. Up the sides of the pocket. There is rather more on there than I want, so there's not enough over there. So these are my thoughts, were that you would just put little tickets, photos, little memories in there, shopping lists. We're going to use this sort of as a daily sort of helper, a to-do list. Might pick up a fancy beer mat if you're out. Remember those days when we went out to the pub? I was always picking up fancy beer mats. There we go. So that is how we do that. So I want some other pockets. So we'll start with the one in the center of the book. So I want it sort of sloping a bit. So that's quite nice. And that's the before and that's the after. So that might be quite nice to have those. That is one of my favourite sheets. So we'll do that. So what have we got here? It's 5 inches, just over 5 inches. So yeah, we'll go up about 2.5, I think. So let's cut that, maybe 2.25, do a 2.25, and then we'll just take it down like so. Yep. So let's do this one, 2.25. So I want that one like that. I want that one like that. So I'll use that as a little template so they actually match. It's slightly wider than I want. I'm going to trim that down in a sec. There we go. Of course, you could have just cut them both and then sliced them together. So we want to trim off a little bit. So the pages are sort of 4 inches wide, so I'm going to come in, I think 2/16, which of course is an 1/8. It needs a bit more because of course that was trimmed. So I'll take another 1/16 off, keep taking a 1/16 off until you get it where you want it, because of course we've now got this centre bit of, take another one. So a full 1/4 inch, I think, needed coming off there. Yep, let's just check the other side is the same. Yeah, might even go just a little tad more because of that twine. So just a little bit more. Yeah, and I think that makes like a pretty little spread in the middle there. I'm going to keep these because I might need those in a sec. So we're just going to go along the 3 sides. Stick them in. You can of course do pockets where you not doing very well here, there we go, where you fold in the edges so the full width of the pocket, but is usable. But I didn't decide to do that, so I'll just stick that down. Got a little bit of wigglage there. And that is as simple as that for adding pockets. It is up to you how you do it. This is just the way I've chosen to do it. And then you just need stick that down on the edge of the paper. This is very strong glue, so I don't recommend any tape for putting pockets in because they will remain tacky. Wet glue dries, so when you put things in them, they'll go in and out, whereas if you had tape in it, it would stick. So you'd have a little bit of sticking. First mini album I ever made, I used all tape, and yeah, that happened, which wasn't brilliant. So what you need to do then is decide whether or not you're going to put the pocket on here or the pocket on there. So if you look at your scraps that you've got, and sort of decide what you want to do. If you've got, like there, I've got a very small scrap, so you could do a little small corner pocket there. It is a little bit too small for that one, so let's have a little look at other scraps. Lots of different colours to choose from, and because it's from the same paper pack, they do all match. So here, let's go there. So you could just turn that around and make a pocket there with that, or you can make a pocket on that side because that's a really pretty paper. So we'll just do a flat pocket for this one. So just checking my other size scraps. This will be fine. So it is a 4-inch wide, so this is near the beginning, so I'm just going to take a 1/16 off, and that will be perfect. I'm going to trim it down to 2.5 inches. It is 2.5 inches, so maybe go to 2 1/4, or shall we do 2? Yeah, a little 2-inch pocket there. Be quite nice for tucking things in. You've got a nice picture there if you want. So, or we could just match it. Shall we match it? Because I love it. Let's match it. Let's just go the whole hog. I think this might be my favourite sheet. Said that about the cover, didn't I? So many favourites. And so that just goes nicely on the edge of that sheet. Adds a bit of interest to the plain sheet, but you can still write on there if you want to, and you could add bits to that side to write on as well, or a photo mat and put a photo on. Those are things that you can do afterwards as you're filling it. you could add a bit of interest there to sort of match up, and we could add a pocket there like that. So I'll do that the same. So what did we take? A 16th off, didn't we? That'll fit in there quite nicely. We could make this a drop down pocket. So what I've got here is I'm going to make 2 pockets at the same time here. So I'm leaving a space at the top and a space there, so that I have got 2 pockets here, and I can stick one there, and then I can stick one on that side, which I think is quite a nice little look. So get these glued down. So that's them glued down. So I'm quite liking the way that that is looking. So that's another way of adding a pocket. So what else I can do that might be a bit different? So we've got that, beautiful, love it. You could just add a little bit of interest on that side, or we do have that. I could add a pocket there to match with that. I'll put one there. Yeah, might just put another little one there. And that's the thing, I'm just going to go through now and think about where I want these pockets to be, and it's like seeing which sheet gives you the best option. I really quite like that daisy. That is the other side to it, and I think that gives you a nice pocket there. So I think we're going to have a little pocket there, and I might put a daisy up there to match it. So I think I'll just finish those off and get back to you. Right, so I've gone through and I've done lots and lots of pockets. You can see here it's getting quite chunky. And so I've done a few decorations and things. So I'm going to, I've kind of left enough to show you what I've done. So that's my big tag there. I haven't put anything on that side because I always think like a black background, it's kind of nice to put a photo on. But if I decide I want to put writing on there, then I can just simply put some paper on there to write on. Haven't done anything to decorate that yet. So I decided that pockets would be a nice edging. So I've used some beautiful dies to do that. I'll show you those in a minute. And when I laid it on there, it got a bit lost, so I just put a bit of cardstock behind it. Quite like the way that's turned out. And I got some memories and more cards. These are old retired cards, petals and posies, something like that I think it was, and that I just think they went really well with this because most of them are kind of black and white. There's a few little bits of petal pink in it, and so I just thought they looked quite nice, sort of stuck in there, quite quick to do that. This is the offcut from that, so when I laid that die down, this was what was left, and I thought, oh, actually that's quite nice on there, quite like it. So that's just a simple tag. So I'm going to show you how I made tags. I've got them all the way through. That's another one of those journaling cards. I might do some decoration on the edge here. I say there's a little hint of pink there, which kind of goes with that pink, and that side's plain. I just thought they looked really nice. And then here's some more die sets. It's the same die set as that one, and I thought that went really well. Nice little accent there. I think I'm going to leave that pocket free because that could be for memorabilia. I can add a tag later if I want to. I left that as it was, and another one of the dies from this set. Gives you this nice little sort of spray of flower, and I thought it kind of went with this as well, and I just did some little flower punches there. And there I've made another one of those tags. Really simple to make these tags. I think they're a nice size and nice pretty, and I made my own little holes. I think I'm going to put border there. I think a nice black border will look good there. I've left that pretty plain. I'm probably going to put a border over there. Again here I've left these quite plain, but I will add things. I put a little row of daisies down there using a daisy punch. I liked how that turned out. I might put a little white daisy border there. Again, more tags, more of these lovely dies, which I thought went really well with these flowers. This, I love it. So this is another beautiful die, and it fits the size of the tags that I've decided to make. So I'm going to make another one for there, and I'll show you that. Another one of those, that's the other half of that one. So I just cut it up, so that's on the end of this one, and then just added these flowers. That's another one of those memories and more cards. See, that one's got a bit of pink on it. So I'm going to do something in that one. So I've left a few pages to decorate with you. Thought that was sweet. That's got a lot of pink on the back. Yeah, and then I've made, I haven't put the hole in that one. Then I made this little envelope. It's got a little secret pocket there, and I've just held it in place with, I've got some black paper clips. So I just put a bit of the copier paper, and so it's a nice journaling spot. I do this in my vintage junk journals, and so I just put a bit of paper on there to match, and then that bit goes with that side. So I just thought that's another way of adding a bit of interest to a journal, and it gives you somewhere else to sort of tuck things. Love that tag. Really like how that's turned out, and again, love that flower. I thought it went with those. That needs a little bit of something over there. Love that saying. Gorgeous. So we're going to do something over there. I'm going to show you how to do those envelopes there, and I'm going to pop one in there. It should be nice. Not that I've got any of this paper left. Ooh, run out. So another one there. Deciding whether or not to put another envelope there. I did have this bit here, which I thought might just, a little strip on the edge of the page might just be enough for that, and likewise a strip on that side, and then I'll show you how I did that big envelope at the back. Envelope tags, it's a slightly different size. So I'm going to show you how I made the tags, and then I'm going to show you the I'm going to show you all the die sets that I used. So I've mainly used the Ornate Borders dies. So this is a lovely die set, and you get these two borders. So that's the one I've used there, and then you get one that's just a bit plainer, which I might use on some of these other sort of more busier ones. It might look better with a bit of plain, and I might do it in a different colour. I might do that actually in Misty Moonlight or Shaded Spruce. That's the one that I've used there. Cut that out, put that there, and then this border is what I've used. Where's that pretty flowers with the extra ones on top? There. So that's that one, and then you get these little flower dies that go on top of these. They're not matching, but I quite like that effect of it looking like that. And then this is the die that I used to give me this floral effect here. So this is a leave-in die, so when you cut it, it cuts into it, But then this is like the waist, which of course isn't waist, it's a beautiful little leaf pattern. So that's that I use, and I will link to all these products in the description bar below, and they will of course be linked over on my blog as well. And then I've used these, not long had this set, love it. Recently made a beautiful elegant box with it, which you might have seen. So this is the one, let me find the center, that I've used on there, and it was just perfect for the size of the die, size of the tag that I chose to use. There's an oval as well and a circle, and then it goes with the stamp set, so you can stamp little flowers and then they will cut out as well, which is quite cool. So that is the dies that I used. I also used this flower border punch to make these little flowers there. So this is designed to punch flowers out of a piece of paper, but then the waste, if you like, is these little flowers, which is cool. And then I used this medium daisy punch to give me some little daisies down there. I might actually punch out some little yellow middles. I think they might look good. Okay, so that's what I did. So I'm going to cut some borders. I'm going to cut this for that pocket, for that tag, and I'm gonna cut some borders using these two dies, and I'm gonna cut some of this as well. I'm gonna cut them to make some more sort of decorative elements to go in and show you, and then we'll make the tags and the pockets, and I'll show you how I made my hole reinforcers. So there we are, got them all cut out, ready. Didn't really take very long. So we'll get this tag done first. So we'll find the center. So the tag itself measures 4 3/4 by 3, and then that will sit nicely on there. I just tapered the top, and to my liking, you might prefer it another way. Once you've done one, you can then use it as a template for the rest. Okay, and then that just gets glued on there. I'm going to use my little fine needle point here, and there's enough bits on the back of this for it to stick. And then it does just go on top here really well. It makes quite a beautiful tag. And using out, I'll just mop up. This is a dried baby wipe. And that's that. And then we've just got to make this hole reinforcer there at the top, and they're done really easily. So using my crocodile, you can use any sort of hole punch that you might have. So I use the big one, the big hole, the 3/8 of an inch, and I'll just sort of eyeball it in the middle there. So we've got our hole. So now we need the hole reinforcers. A good way of using up little scraps. So you can see where I've done them before. Might not actually have enough room here. So what I do is punch my hole, and then I take a retired punch. It's our little half circle punch. You can get punches like this in lots of different places, and that is the hole reinforcer to go around there. We need 2 of them, so that's a great way of using up little odd scraps. So I'm going to put one on the front and one on the back, and that's how I made them all. In fact, what I did with a load of scraps, I just sort of made them up here ready for the different colour tags that I might be making. So, and then all I did was took a little bit of glue and just went round that hole and stuck it down, matching up the hole, and then did the same on the other side. And that's how you get them sort of centralised nicely. And that is how we made that tag. And I could put that's got quite a big, so I could do that so that it's ornate, or I could do that one which is less ornate, or I could do it out of shaded spruce. That might actually look nice. I might just do some shaded spruce on that. So now I've got some of those that I want to put in places. Oh, here's another one. So tag size the same, 4 3/4 by 3, and then the little bit to mat on is 2 3/4 by 4, and that just simply goes on there, and we cut the top in the same way, and that gives us that effect. And we do the hole in exactly the same way, the hole reinforcer in the same way. And that just gets stuck on. And you could, I might go around and decorate some of these tags. As well, to give them a little bit of interest. So a bit of glue, there is a nice little border around there, and I say I shall add the hole punch to that one. So we've got like that needs a bit of an ornate border there, so we could do that one, or we could do a flowery one. Got some slightly shorter bits because these are page lengths. There's a shorter bit. That'll go nicely. Finishes it off. I really like it. And then I could just match it up with one there. I like how that looks. Got a little hole there that I want to get rid of. Always one. I use my little brush and my tin that you might have seen me use. So don't know why I'm not using my smaller applicator. Oh well, done now. So just put that up to the edge of the pocket. Tombow does stick very quickly, and then we'll just go on the back side there. And get it off. And then I'm going to stick that along there. I'm going to use my thinner one. I just think it's a really nice way of finishing a page off. Matches it up. I like a bit of matchy-matchy. I don't like it when I've got holes still left in. Get rid, get rid. That up to the edge of the page. Oh, missed them as well. Get them out. There we go. Not the end of the world. So I think that finishes that page off quite nicely as well. So you could spend quite a lot of time just sort of prettying them up however you want, but I'm liking the look of that, and I might do pretty much the same on this one, like that and like that. That will look good, so I'm going to leave that there to remind me. And this one I'm going to do a little envelope, so that one's going to have similar. That one going to have similar. So this is the last pocket to show you, and I'll finish those ones off camera. So this is for the inside covers. So this is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, and the mat is 3 inches by 4 3/8. So I decided to go for this stripy, just to give it another little element of difference. But going for that same sort of style. I'm going to use the front tag as a template. For cutting those top edges. I've got some hole reinforcers already made in these colours. So that's that one ready for the back. Okay, so I'm going to finish off those little edging that I'm going to do. In the same way as I've done before, and then I'll come back and show you how I did the envelope. Or I'm going to show you there. Right, so I've got these ones. Now I could put a full page on there, but I think it's quite a lot, so I'm just going to go for a little bit up there. So I need some flowers to sort of match here. So I'm either going to do the red or the yellow. So all I did was a little bit of fussy cutting to get these, well, not fussy cutting, but just sort of cut it to take it away. So, and then where it's cut, I'm just going to neaten it. really didn't go very well. There we are, that'll do. And then I'll just neaten this up a bit because I'm not wearing my glasses, so we can't see. Working blind. There. So that'll go nicely on there. And so I'll just die cut a couple of those flowers out to sort of match it over there. And yeah, so I'm going to get all those stuck down and then we'll come back and do the envelope. Okay, so it is becoming a right little chunky monkey there. So everything's done. I decided to leave that as it is. So I have added little sentiments, got all the edgings of the pages done, added all the flowery bits, and just generally finishing off the pages. I haven't put a sentiment on every page. I added centres there to that. Some I say I haven't got sentiments on because I might put a photo on there, I don't know yet. So yes, I finished that off. Love how that turned out. And that is every page done apart from the other envelope, which is what we're going to do now, is add an envelope there, because that's then it finished. So let's take this envelope so we can have a little look at it, also reminding me of what I did. So it's 3 inches wide, and this one is 9 inches long, but that is just quite arbitrary actually. You can make it any length you want. You could have it just folded down twice. I just had a bit of paper on my desk and that's what I used. So started this, and where's my paper? So there's my paper. So this is the 120 GSM. I'm just going to take it, this one, so it's the width of normal A4 to do this one. I'll keep it about 3 inches wide. I think that's a nice width for the size of the page. And you can just, it's sort of go for the midpoint there, which is 1.5 inches. So just gonna fold that down and fold the other one across to meet it. Didn't really fold that very well. Do them both together is actually probably the easiest way of doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that is the top. And then I like to fold it down so there is a bit of an overlap. So I'm not measuring. So I'm folding that down so you've got a piece like that, which is that sort of shape. And then we want the point to have a bit of space going down. So then what I do is I fold this that way. You don't have to have this piece, you could cut it off so it's just going up once. I quite like it. So that going across like that, that going up like that, and that is a faux envelope piece of journaling, and that's pretty much the same. So then it's a matter of decorating. So I created an extra little pocket there at the back as well, just have a little secret pocket, stuff something in there, and it goes quite nicely on there. You could also have it poking over the top. It's up to you, but as I've put that pocket that way, that would be an upward tuck. That would be a bit weird, but I might do this one the other way around. So then just a little paper clip, keep it in place. So it's going on this here. So we've got so we could have it going over like that, or we could keep it going over that way. I'm not sure how much of this paper I've got left. It would be really nice to have that. I'm just going to check out the scraps on my desk. So this is what I've got left. So I've got a whole piece actually of this daisy, but I had something in mind for that, which is why I was kind of keeping it. I've got quite a big bit of that, so I could do it yellow to match there. And in terms of this sheet, because I did actually make a gift box, I ain't got much of it left. Look, if I hadn't cut that, oh look, if I hadn't cut them out, which I did in another project, that would probably have been enough. Oh well, it isn't, so that's all there is to it. I've got this tiny little piece, and that's about it. That is about all I've got left of that sheet there. So, oh, I've got a couple of strips, but really not very much. I've got a big strip there. So, oh, I could put a strip over here of it. So I could actually have it going that way, so that that little piece I've got there, we could have that on there as a bit of a pocket. We could have that as a backing, and then a little pocket going across like that. That might be quite fun, mightn't it? Might do that, so we've got it sort of completely different, and then we can just use some of this. Let's just look and see if we had a better sized piece without cutting into a bigger piece. That would work, so that it matches there. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's move all of this out the way, because we don't need it. I'm going to keep that just in case. Move that off. So where's my envelope gone? So the first bit, really simple. I'm just gonna put glue on that. Look, it's virtually perfect. So we're just going to put glue around here and then stick it down on there. Couldn't be simpler. So cover this in the glue. So this is just, you could do the envelope out of this paper if you wanted to, if you had a sheet that would, a sheet left that would match. So let's make my life simpler by pushing that. Oh, do you know, Tombow dries really quick, and that dried quicker than I actually wanted it to. Oh well, it's now dry, nothing I can do, but I do need my long scissors now, and I'm just literally going to trim it off. So I'm going to trim up that, trim down there. Good job I didn't stick the stripy bit, because you would notice that it was a bit squiff. And then go down the end here. And that is how I did that. So that is a nice little bit of journaling. You could add other things in there if you wanted to. So that is my front bit. So then I want to cover the back. So I'm thinking of doing the same thing, is because that's a nice size for going across and being a pocket. So we'll do exactly what we've just done before, and I'm just going to cover the whole of that. I have a different style of pocket to the one on the other side. God, some days things don't go according to plan. That's stuck and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't want to rip it off. So there we go. So we've got a little bit of white showing. Don't think that necessarily matters. So that's going to go there. Like that look. It's off camera. That's going to go there. And I like that. So that's going to go across there. And I say you've got a white on the edge of the page, so I don't actually think that it matters that much. And so I'm just going to poke that down there. I might do a little bit. I might have a little bit of the die cut edges. I cut loads and loads of edges to go on the edge of pockets. So I'm just going to check if I got, and I've found a little bit that I can use to go across here. So what I'm going to do is cut this down so that it is actually the right size. Just a little sliver more. Do you know, I'm going to get my guillotine because it will annoy me that if at the last hurdle I'm not quite straight. So straighten that up, and that will probably be perfect for going across there, and it is. And let's cut this bit down, and what's good is it matches the one over there. That was more fluke than design, and that will go across there and match up nicely over there. So I'm going to stick this down first because that'll be easier. So put our glue across here. So this has basically been a weekend project, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it has ended up being quite different to how it started. I kind of had a vision where you saw the prototype and then it was like, well, I'm going to do a little bit more of embellishing when I do it for the video, and it is well embellished and turned out much better than I thought. And I say I'm so used to doing vintage journals, I wasn't really sure what a non-vintage, no inking journal would look like. And I'm glad I found those Memories and More cards, because I think that really works well. And that, so that's our little envelope for writing on. We've now got quite a nice firm basis there that you could actually put a photo on that and then do some writing about. And you've got a little pocket there for sticking something in, and I've managed to do it so that it matches the other side. And then I've got another black paper clip to hold in place. And that's my journal finished. So I have ordered some elastic, so I will be putting elastic in, but there it is. That's took probably 3/4 of a paper pack, so that was 12 sheets of 12 by 12 to make this, and a few bits of cardstock, some copier paper, a laminator, and yeah, a different sort of journal. It's quite chunky. Maybe if I did this again, I'd maybe make the spine a little bit thicker, because I didn't think about it growing that much. And of course, if I'm going to add photos and bits of ephemera, it is going to grow even more. But I mean, that's the point about having this sort of tie for it, because that does allow it to grow. My fingers are very sticky, so tying this bow is interesting. It's just not happening. Oh dear me. So yes, let's try again. I was trying to tie a bow earlier and failed miserably. That's going through the wrong place. Partly, I'm not going to put you through the pain. So there we have it, all finished. Hope you liked that. Please like and subscribe, and I've got all my journals are in playlist depending on which journal it is, and I've also got other paper crafts as well, all my Stampin' Up videos of cards and gift boxes and gift bags and things. And yeah, I'm loving journaling, and I'm loving the fact that I've used a nice Stampin' Up paper pack to make this. So yeah, I will link down below to all the items that I used to make this, and you can pop over to my shop to purchase it. And this paper is absolutely free with a £45 order. So, but it's only available until the end of the month, February the 28th. This offer is over. All right then. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.